Life in the bush is hard and short for many animals. Have you ever seen a brown hyena crash a cheetah dinner party? What about a Goliath tarantula kill and gobble a fer-de-lance snake? If you want to see some wicked fights, keep watching as we count down 15 top worst cruel fighting moments of wild animals. Number 15. Hyenas. Two people were driving through Zone Number 2's tiger trail named Latala when they noticed a large animal had turned his back quickly as it faced the vehicle. They assumed it was a tiger at first glimpse, but after a close look, noticed it was a full-grown hyena with dark black stripes and heavy fur and a big mane on its back. The driver was more concerned with the tiger's tracks he was focusing on. They began driving a little faster, and as they drove up, they saw two hyenas fighting each other. It was really a rare-to-see sight. The guests in the vehicle were thrilled, speechless, and everyone was quite excited. One of them quickly took the camera and started filming. No, these two brown hyenas are not enjoying a day at the spa together. They are involved in a ferocious battle, except they decided to have in the water. I guess they're able to hydrate themselves better this way. It seems like brown hyenas don't get along so well. We get a glimpse of two more brown scavengers fighting each other. There seems to be a lot of dissension in the clan. One-on-one, hyenas can take wild dogs because they are bigger and have more powerful jaws. However, two wild dogs against one hyena, just like in this video, seems to end in a stalemate. Number 14. Sparrowhawk. It was his neighbor's backyard, only 50 meters away from his house, where he witnessed this fight. His attempts to communicate with the sparrowhawk were unsuccessful. He was too preoccupied with trying to kill the pigeon to pay attention to what was going on around him. To save a bird, he couldn't risk jumping into his neighbor's garden. This may be Sparrowhawk's only meal in a long time, so he let nature take its course. A sparrowhawk attacks a crow in a backyard, and it doesn't take time before the bird of prey kills the crow. This sparrowhawk male killed a starling in a man's garden. The starling fought well, but lost in the end. It is rare to get this kind of footage this close. This is nature at its rawest. During the filming, he heard the bird screaming a lot, which alerted him to it being there. Another starling takes a beating, and the culprit is once again the sparrowhawk. The bird of prey stands on top of the starling with its talons clamped on its prey. Number 13. Tiger versus wild boar. This tiger decides to ambush a wild boar in the water because of the blazing heat. I'm just kidding. I guess the boar was taking a bath and the tiger took advantage of the opportunity to sneak up on it. This tiger is holding onto a wild boar by its neck and it's slowly biting into it. The tiger bites into the wild boar, tearing off chunks of meat in the process. This tiger holds this wild boar in the classic neck hold and suffocates it to death. The boar squeals to the top of its lungs, but that doesn't stop the tiger from finishing it off. Number 12. Lizard versus snake. This parenty is focused on a freshly fed mulga snake. It's one of the world's most venomous snakes, posing a serious hazard to most reptiles. The parenty, on the other hand, is adamant. The snake isn't a threat to him because he's too huge, and parenties have developed a resistance to snake venom because of eons of coevolution. So the mulga snake is in peril, and the parenty does not hesitate to strike. This is a substantial meal that will give this unscrupulous predator the energy to pursue his next prey. There aren't too many instances where you see two reptiles going at it. This bizarre encounter occurred near Namibia's Kunene Park, where a monitor lizard defeated a large African rock python. This parenta knocks at this rabbit's door, and when one rabbit answers and asks who's there, the parenta tells the rabbit it's the big bad wolf. One rabbit is able to run out of its den and escape, but the parenta manages to snatch the other rabbit. Number 11. Dogs versus jaguar. These ferocious native dog breeds attack a jaguar till their master comes and stops them from killing him. The dogs did a great job protecting their masters, but I feel sorry for the leopard. Let's hope it was treated for its injuries and put back in the wild. These dogs have cornered a leopard, but instead of attacking it, they merely bark at it. Even if they tried, I'm sure they wouldn't make it out alive. Although the cat hisses and swings its paws, the dogs remain at a safe distance. The dog's continuous barking irritates the cat. The cat lunges at the dogs, but they are too quick to be struck. When the leopard realizes it isn't going to work, he flees, but the dogs follow right behind. The leopard is tired, and the guys on horses are approaching to capture it. I'm in awe at how brave the dogs are. The guy's aim is to capture the leopard without harming it, while the dogs keep the jaguar's back against the wall. The jaguar is kept so busy by the barking dogs that it never hears the man above with the rope in his hand, ready to capture the feline. The leopard is apprehended once the rope is hurled. To end the chase, the dogs are instantly dragged away, and a net is thrown over the jaguar to complete the catch. Number 10. Zebra. In our thumbnail, this zebra's water broke, and it was in a rush to get to the hospital to give birth, but the baby was in a rush to come out. So as the zebra was running, the baby jumped out of there, only it didn't know it would be greeted by a famished hyena running just behind its mother. Zebras in general don't have an easy time during their lifetime. Because they are prey, they must spend their entire lives on the lookout for potential predators preying on them. Hyenas can leap from bushes. Leopards can leap from trees. Drinking water can be deadly as crocodiles lurk just below the surface, ready to make a meal out of them when they take a drink. A zebra's life is, in fact, constantly threatened. This zebra mother desperately tries to save her foal from an attack by these two lions, but the zebra is just not able to do so. When she realizes she could be next, she keeps her distance and watches the lions disembowel the baby zebra. This lioness hunts and kills the baby zebra under the watchful eyes of the entire herd and the foal's mom. The scene is hard to watch and the zebras are appalled, but there's nothing they can do. Number 9. Leopard versus hyena. In the Okanjima Nature Reserve, brown hyenas outnumber all other species. Experts believe that the high leopard density in the reserve benefits brown hyenas through increased scavenging opportunities, in addition to the safety it provides from human persecution. Brown hyenas frequently steal leopard kills on a practice known as kleptoparasitism, in which one species feeds off the carcass of another. Leopard mothers give birth to an average of 2 cubs after a gestation period of 3 months. Leopard cubs spend the first 3 months of their lives in the dens they are moved between. An old aardvark burrow in the thick vegetation or rocky terrain could serve as an ideal den location. Leopard mother Lila, seen here carrying her young cubs to a den site, is a resounding success. Nonetheless, a brown hyena was able to detect the cubs and approached, hoping for a simple dinner. The brown hyena's raised hair made it appear larger as Lila rushed at it, fiercely protecting her cubs. Because Lila was more powerful than the hyena in this case, her cubs would be safe for another day at least. Mom Electra and her 2 cubs are securing a warhog to eat as a meal for themselves and their siblings. Despite this, the brown hyena moves in and steals the warhog's carcass from her. Male leopards have been known to flee their kills in fear of brown hyenas because of the hyena's raised hair, which makes them appear larger than they are. This brown hyena comes looking for trouble when it attacks a leopard. The scuffle is short when this hyena decides to scram. While this leopard relaxes on this huge boulder, a striped hyena tries to intimidate it, but it doesn't stay long. The leopard figures this isn't the ideal place to take a nap, so it decides to change location. Number 8. Cheetahs versus wildebeest. 2 male cheetahs hunt a wildebeest during the big migration. One of the cheetahs kills one of the hundreds of wildebeest passing through and then reunites with his friend. Together, they enjoy their meal. Cheetahs prefer to hunt alone rather than with other animals. However, in this video, 2 male cheetahs collaborate to take down prey much larger than themselves. The seasonal rains that bring life back to this parched area attract a herd of wildebeest eager to feast on the succulent, sweet grasses that emerge in the aftermath of seasonal rainfall. But for some of them, this feast may be their last. As they chase a herd of wildebeest, these cheetahs seek to isolate one of the newborn calves. In a frenzy, the wildebeest disperse and flee in all directions, leaving a small calf susceptible to predation. The cheetahs hunt down the calf and kill it. While one cheetah is holding onto the calf by the neck, a wildebeest, probably the mother, charges the other cheetah and hurts it. The cheetah with a dead baby in its mouth gets up and walks towards a tree to settle in the shade. The other cheetah, the one that was charged, joins his friend to eat, but he doesn't seem to be in great shape after the scuffle he was involved in. Number 7. Dogs versus hyena. These 2 dogs appear to be candles, and they are mangling a hyena. The Kangal's jaw are incredibly strong, with a bite force of 734 psi, which is almost unbelievable. These dogs were bred in Turkey to protect sheep and other livestock from larger predators, and they're masters at doing so. If this hyena lives to tell its story, it will never forget how fierce these dogs can be. Another group of aggressive dogs attack a hyena. The dog's owner holds a stick in the hyena's mouth, while dogs bite the scavenger. The hyena attempts to escape by running down the mountain, but the dogs follow and gang up on it again. Even the owner joins the fight and hits the hyena over the head with his stick. Number 6. Jackal versus kudu. A jackal attacking a kudu calf was a rare sighting for a man and his family in Addo National Park. There were several attempts by the jackal to free the kudu, but it was one too many. The kudu herd stood by, but did nothing to help the baby. A brown hyena appeared out of nowhere and snatched the kudu from the clutches of the determined jackal as it was being devoured. All of this happened in the open in the light of day. These 3 jackals sneak up on this young kudu and take it down in the middle of a hiking trail in a nature reserve. The jackals can go about their business without too much resistance from their victim. This huge elephant carcass has attracted the attention of a couple of jackals, and even though the carcass could feed many jackals, this jackal wants it all to himself. Talk about being greedy. Number 5. Camel spider versus ants. This camel spider is on a hunting rampage as it kills and devours ants after ants. You can see the battlefield is filled with dead ants. The camel spider digs a hole as if it leads to more ants for some reason, but I'm not exactly sure. Several ants are killed by another camel spider. The larvae and eggs are unprotected, so it might have wanted to eat them, or it might have wanted to lay its eggs on top of the paralyzed larvae. To ensure its own survival, perhaps nature allows one species to destroy the other. That's what we've been doing for millennia. This camel spider attacks the entrance of an ant colony and kills off all the ants that attack her to protect the gates. The spider digs into the door and pulls more ants out from the ground. Number 4. Topi antelope. 2 male topi engage in combat by slamming their horns against each other. They are lekking animals, which means they fight to protect small areas of land as a display of strength. 2 more topis lock horns and go head to head. I guess breeding season is just around the corner, and these guys must prove themselves to the ladies. Here is a shot of 2 topis fighting to control territory at the Masai Mara National Reserve. Seems like the topis like to settle their differences like men, and neither back down from a good fight. Number 3. Stoats. Stoats get into fights with other stoats, and this is what is going on in this video. Even if it's difficult to tell at first because of the tall grass. 2 stoats are settling their differences by fighting each other. One of the stoats chases the other, and when he catches up to him, they tumble and roll on a pebble road, and the fight goes on forever. These little guys have so much energy, I wouldn't be surprised if someone told me that fight lasted all day. 2 stoats are locked in combat, and it is one vicious fight. Each animal is biting the other with rage, and the level of intensity in this fight is over the top. One of the stoats decides it's had enough and takes off, but the other one is right behind, still chasing him. It seems like stoats always fight the same way. They engage and never let go until one of the 2 decides he's had enough. Look at how fast the stoat can run when he decides he has had enough of fighting. Number 2. Tarantula versus snake. Researchers have discovered that poisonous spiders prey on larger snakes, and these spiders are often victorious against even the most venomous of snakes. More than 30 spider species were found to snack on snakes in the wild, and an additional 11 were found to do so in captivity, according to a recent study. You can see what I mean in the following clips when some of these spiders have no qualms about attacking and killing snakes. This Goliath tarantula meets up with a fer-de-lance snake, and the spider is the big winner. I did not expect this, but I'm no expert. The spider drags the empty skin of the snake into its den. Maybe it will make a purse or some shoes with the skin. Wow, I can't believe that's all that's left of the snake. This tarantula attacks the snake, and once it has a hold of it, it drags it back to a safer place, but we won't get to see where or what that place is. Number 1. Brown hyenas. This brown hyena crashes a cheetah dinner, and the cheetahs watch the hyena steal their kill and run away with it. The cheetahs did absolutely nothing to defend their kill, and it was like walking into a convenience store and stealing a pack of gum for the hyena. The brown hyena, or strand wolf, is the rarest hyena species in the hyena family. Most of their diet is comprised of carcasses that more experienced hunters have left behind. In Namibia, however, where there are no other predators, strand wolves have become completely reliant on Cape fur seals for food. While the pups may be vulnerable and unable to defend themselves, the hyenas are able to quickly abscond to the den undetected thanks to their ability to crush the pups' skulls with one bite. A pack of African wild dogs attack a brown hyena. It's difficult to see exactly what is happening because of the tall grass, but if the hyena is lone against many dogs, it may never come out of there alive. Another brown hyena fights a few wild dogs. These hyenas are the grooviest looking hyenas I've ever seen. Their freaky hairstyle makes them look like rock stars. The hyena is trying to get a piece of this kill and doesn't care if the dogs outnumber it. She holds her ground, and after a few minutes, she's the only one eating the carcass while the dogs watch. But don't count the dogs out just yet. They get back to work and start pulling on the carcass, but eventually the enemies end up eating together. These were all amazing, but my favorite was watching the brown hyena strutting its stuff. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below. Well, that's our countdown of 15 top worst cruel fighting moments of wild animals. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click